Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? Yelp review, how's it going? How have you been doing? Yeah, we're gonna get started in just a second. We're gonna be getting an update ready to go for Lured In. We got all the controller stuff mostly good, but there's a couple of minor things that I am aware of that breaks like our whatever UI focusing, which is a problem because then you're gonna have to get out of controller mode and click the escape button or something to fix it. So that's not good. We're gonna fix it. I think hopefully it should be pretty easy. I'm gonna separate the options menu away from the escape menu because just the way it's set up right now is kind of what's breaking it, because it's like technically like a child of the escape menu, the options menu is. So we're just gonna mess around and get it all working. Yeah, we might also work on a different game, perhaps. Like maybe we also do some deadlift, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to get another update out for deadlift because it's been a little while. I have a lot of stuff ready for that. So, I mean, I guess I can just post an update and see what happens. But yeah, I'm just gonna get started here in just a second. Give me one moment, and then we'll get going. Yeah, I do want to do some gaming someday. I have been wanting to play Voices of the Void again, because it's been a million years since we played that game. And it is really fun. Would like to. So I don't know, maybe one of these streams will do that. Maybe this weekend? I don't know, it's just the new version, 0.9, was a little... I don't know. Not good. I mean, it was okay, but like... I don't know. All the new stuff they added just kind of felt like not necessary. Also, I don't know if there's any way for me to transfer my like save over. I think I'd have to restart, which would really suck. So I don't know if we'll actually do that. Ugh, we'll see. I don't know. All right, almost there. Okay. I believe it may be time to develop. All right. Streaming view. Okay. So let's get this freaking game working. So if we look at the escape menu right now, you can see that the options menu is just a child of the escape menu. And it's kind of a problem because what happens is with controller, the escape menu will still retain, like it'll still be focusable, right? Which is bad. I mean, maybe I could do like focus mode. What is behavior? I could just, focus mode is already set to null, so it doesn't matter. Disabled. This can be used to prevent all children and controls from getting focused. So if I set it to enabled, then that means if I set this thing to focus mode none, everything below. But it's not really a great way to do it, and I have to do some really stupid code to get like the animations of all this stuff working. So I think I'm just gonna go into our global UI scene, grab our options menu, and we're just gonna add it next to our escape menu, like this. I think that's going to be the play. Does this have like default 600, 400? Let's delete it from here now. Or it's in global UI. Now we have the options menu over here. Default stuff. All right. So back into the escape menu. There's a couple things we're gonna have to change now. So when we press the options menu, we're not gonna do any of this stuff. But we're gonna say toggle off. Don't worry about that right now. So I do, when I toggle this off, I say toggle escape menu. Okay. Get rid of that. All right, so the way that we're gonna do this, have menu open, pop-up menu, escape menu open. So I'm gonna make that true whether we have the regular escape menu open or the options menu open as well. So in this one, this is now going to extend menu. Then for toggle off, we're not really going to do anything fancy there. Yeah, just get rid of all that. And I don't think I need that signal anymore. Probably already have that in here. Signal closed, yeah. All right, so let's go into options menu. So basically we're just gonna have these signals connected on the exit buttons. And I don't know why these other buttons are visible. Ooh. I think I'm going to delete those. Just want those two. They're the regular exit buttons. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna call right, it's gonna say toggle escape menu when I do this. So we just need kind of a little bit different order of things now in our code. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Inside of our UI manager. So what we're gonna say in here in toggle escape menu is blah, blah, blah. So right here, let's see. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to change all this stuff, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't want to say that. I'm just gonna say like here. We're just gonna say options menu dot toggle on. I think is what I want. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah, we close. Don't want that. Okay, so we need, we have escape menu. Let's also do var options menu. And go in to do that. And I think the way that the regular escape menu does it, yeah, just enter tree, we set the variable. So we're gonna say enter tree, options menu itself. All right. Back into our global UI. We're in there, and then our UI manager. All right, so let's run through all this logic then, shall we? So let's say that we have nothing open and we just toggle escape menu, right? Yeah, so I'm just thinking we're gonna do, that's fine, that's good, that's good. That's all good. So if we're in the main menu, I just want to open the options menu, right? And let's see. So something I'm also going to do here is if options menu dot active, then I want to say options menu dot toggle off, and return. All right. So hopefully this works. Let's start trying it out, see what happens. All right. So if I hit escape, nothing seems to happen, which is a little weird. Not sure what's going on there, actually. Okay, let's figure that out. So, toggle escape menu. Blah, blah, blah. It's not that. Where do I actually open the escape menu? Oh, right here. Ah. So, I say escape menu toggle. I open the escape menu. And I think what's happening here is that it's just running this because it's just immediately closing the escape menu. So let's get rid of that code. I don't think it really needs to exist. Let's try this again. If I hit escape, I can toggle the escape menu. Pretty easy. Now, hitting options right now just closes the escape menu, but we'll change that. So if I'm in the main menu and I toggle options, it still is keeping the escape menu open. So let's do a little bit more code in here. So because we have here, let's do this. If we're in the main menu, options toggle on, return. Like this. I think this will be better. And then also, I want the options menu to count as the escape menu, right? So we're going to do that. Say escape menu open as false there. All right. We'll figure out all that other code. Okay, back into here. So I hit escape here, everything's fine. I go to main menu and I hit options. You can see it just opens the options. And I can't hit, I guess I can hit escape, but I mean, actually, how am I doing that in here? Is that, am I just checking in process for hitting escape? Right here, fishing region. Oh, main menu. Oh, okay. If I say if escape menu open or that, then I toggle escape menu. So shouldn't that be setting it to true though? Because I say here toggle on and escape menu open. Then if it's already on, I toggle it off and say it's not open. I don't know why that wouldn't be working. A little peculiar. Because it shouldn't be letting me open this, right? Oh, I guess it also has an active menu, and that's the issue here. I don't know if I really need this escape menu open business. Like, the way I have it set up right now is like the escape menu is like a different menu or whatever. But I can just do a check. I have a reference to that menu. So I can just be like, well, if the active menu is the escape menu, then just stop, you know? So I don't know, maybe that's what I do instead. Like those are all fine. Become visible. I don't know what function is using become visible. Okay, yeah, that's nothing because the options menu used to use that. And then this one, I think I can just say toggle options menu or something. All right, so then up in menu, I have some checks in here for whether or not a menu is, like what kind of menu type it is. So if it's not a pop-up, I hide all the other UI when I open it, which makes sense. Otherwise, if it's regular, I say active menu is self. Otherwise, I don't set active menu. I don't really see a reason not to have active menu. I think it would be fine. Do I even check anywhere for escape menu type? I don't. So I'm just checking for types.regular. Well, then I'll just do this and say if it's not equal to pop-up, just so we don't get the pop-up menus ruining things. So we only check it there, type regular, add to group menu. I don't think we need the escape menu type anymore, honestly. I'm just going to delete it. And so now all these are going to be set to, this one's regular, options menu is regular. Okay. And then down here, so this is on toggle. So if that's not open, or menu type is not equal to regular, then it does that. I mean, I don't think it can open the escape menu without that happening, so I think I just say let's see here. I just want that to happen. It'll always have an active menu. It's only going to do it if it is the active menu, I think. Let's just see what happens here. I might have ruined all of my code, but let's see. I mean, it seems like it's fine, because then this becomes the active menu now. So when I hit escape, it closes the active menu. So if I go back into our UI manager, I don't need any of this other garbage in here now, right? I just say if active menu, then toggle off the active menu, and that's basically it, right? I don't need to do this or any of this other stuff anymore. And I don't need this either. I don't know what menu opened gets connected to. Okay, stopping the drag on my... The menu open should happen anytime. Yeah, really that should happen. I'll just say if active menu then after. Okay. And then I guess I'm not going to return on all this stuff, because otherwise then... Okay. So anyways, let's run through this. So if we're in full screen, close that and then return. That's fine, because that's what we want. If we're fading, return. I don't want people to be changing menus during a fade. If the pop-up menu is active, only close the pop-up menu, don't do anything else. Otherwise, if we have an active menu already visible, turn it off and end. So then we're on to like the rest of the stuff, which is opening the escape menu. So if we're in the main menu, I want to do the options menu. Otherwise, we want to do the escape menu. And I'm only going to do toggle on because the escape menu now is a regular menu, so the other thing will get used. Let's see what happens. So yeah, it just opens like normal. I can open these other things while this is open. It's fine. But like if I have my controller out or whatever, that's another thing that I need to make sure is going to be reliable as controller. Didn't seem to, oh, there it goes. I don't know what's going on. It really doesn't want to focus. There it goes. So it still shows down there that that's because it didn't toggle escape menu off. So we'll do that, I suppose. So if we've toggled off a menu, then we can say escape menu is also false. Escape menu open. Let's try that. There we go. So now I can do my toolbar. Everything seems normal in here. Okay, so if we're in the main menu, let's try this now. And there's another issue. For some reason, the main menu doesn't receive autofocus. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I just didn't do my stuff properly in here. But this doesn't even have a canvas. Is this real? Did I just not even drop a canvas on this? It's kind of interesting. But I guess I can still add it to the canvas focus group. Probably. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's try it out. I don't think it necessarily has to be a canvas layer for that group. Alright. Yeah, we just got to make sure we don't ever lose focus when we're in controller mode, because otherwise the game becomes unplayable. Yeah, so this all seems good. I can go into here. Now I'm in the options menu. Then if I click circle, it goes back here and focuses on these. So that's good. Then we just got to get the options menu working in game. Then I think we're all set on that. All right, so some more stuff in here. I'm actually going to add... Yeah, let's do another function in here. Function toggle options menu. I think... Yeah, because this is basically when I hit escape. I need like different behavior for this. So I'm actually going to change this then. Probably. Boom. Escape menu toggle on. Well, actually, only we'll do that if this or whatever. Not equal to main menu. And then up here, this is the function we'll use to actually open the options menu. So we'll say options menu toggle on. Escape menu becomes open. So a couple more things in here. If options menu is already active, then we need to toggle it back off, right? So we say toggle off, true. Escape menu open is false. And then at the same time, I want to say toggle escape menu. Because then that should immediately open the escape menu. So we'll try that out. And I might just get it set up actually where on the options menu, if you close it, it immediately opens the escape menu again. That's tricky. So this type menu, if we go into options menu, we'll just say function changed, call super. And then if not status, we're going to say global UI, not global UI, UI manager dot toggle escape menu. Let's see what happens here. Now I do have to make all that work, but let's see. Apparently there's infinite recursion. That's cool. So I toggled the escape menu. It says escape menu toggle on. So I should have just done that. Okay. Then it should hide all UI. Oh, which then did toggle off on the options menu, which then, yeah. I need to make sure if status is not equal to what we already are, right? Because otherwise it'll do that even when it's already in that state. So let's see what happens now. All right, so yeah, I can open that fine. Then I can open the options menu. So let's go back into escape menu. So now when we press options, we just say toggle options menu. It's easy. And also another thing with toggle options menu is if we have another menu open already, we're going to close it. Yeah, actually, we could just do this then. So if we have a menu active, that's for pop-up menu. I want to do active menu. Then we just say active menu.toggle off. And then I guess we needed to check what menu that was, right? So let's actually do that first. Maybe. It's tricky though. We gotta know. Okay, we'll need another variable. That's fine. So var options open, right? Is equal to options menu dot active. So if active menu and options open, then we know that the menu that is open is the options menu. So we just say toggle off. Yeah, so we could do this and then say if options was open, return. So it doesn't toggle it back on. Otherwise, toggle it on. So let's try this out. So if I hit options, boom, that opens. And then if I close it, it just gets out of everything. So I do want to make it where if we hit that, it'll go back to the escape menu, which I thought it should be. Let's go check why not. Okay, so if we toggle it and we turn it off, okay, we just immediately return, and that's why nothing happens. So if we had options menu open, then I want to say toggle escape menu. And it still doesn't seem to work. Let's get this figured out. So I'm not mentioning any option stuff over here. Also here I want to say escape menu open is true when I toggle that on. So I've just hit options. It closes the active menu, which is the escape menu, and then opens the options menu, which is good. Now, if the options menu is the active menu here, yeah, I want to say toggle escape menu. which then should open our escape menu. But it seems like it might just be turning off our current menu again. Oh, and it's probably because this is checking like if... No, it doesn't check for that. Right, I just want the escape menu to open again. Interesting. Or I guess that's because that's actually just calling toggle escape menu when I hit the X, and that's why it doesn't work. So yeah, let's do this if we close the escape menu. Okay, so what's going on in here then is I hit this, and then I just need to check in here if it was, because we have an active menu, it'll just immediately close it. And then we need to say if it's tricky. Our last menu is active menu. Toggle it off if active menu was options. Then we're going to go ahead and say escape menu.toggle on to turn that on, and then make sure that this does not get changed. You can just keep that what it was, I think. So hopefully this will work. Let's try it out. Let's restart the game. Just want to make sure this UI system is very, you know, adaptable to everything. Yeah, there we go. So now if we close the options menu, it just goes back to the escape menu, which is good. So now if I do controller mode again, you can see everything is normal. I can close my menus, hit escape to close it. But now if I open up the options, the focus is normal because there's only this menu open. The true escape menu now is actually closed like normal. Before, the way it was stupid because like the options menu was open above on top of the escape menu. It was fine on mouse because all of these UI elements are like blocking. But when it comes to focus selection with controller, it didn't work that way. So, but now it's fine. And I can go in here in options and click circle. Okay, circle just like literally closes out of everything. Which is interesting. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. So we have to change the way the X button works in the options menu. Shouldn't be too bad. Because what is it going to call? It's just going to call toggle off. So maybe we just do like a different method here. Where we go back to UI manager. And instead of doing all this complicated code, we literally just go to ready and connect a signal, right? And we're just going to say options menu dot closed dot connect to toggle escape menu, right? So now it's really easy. So I'm not going to worry about reopening this other menu now. So I can get rid of this stuff. And then when I hit this active menu, it'll just turn off and close like normal, and then we're good. So now this one, toggle options menu. Yeah, so if we open options menu, we have an active menu, turn it off. And only return if it was the options menu. All right, let's try this. So if I go in here, and we have to restart the game because that signal isn't connected. did. But I think this should work. This is what's lovely about signals. It makes stuff like this really easy. And now you can see when I hit X and the menu closes, it just immediately opens the escape menu, which is exactly what I want. And it works whether I close the X or I hit escape, so it's consistent. Now, if I go on controller, I hit options, I'm in the options menu, I can hit the X to go back to escape, or I just hit the pause button, or I hit circle, and we're good. So, only other thing then is in the main menu, you can see the options button doesn't want to work. So let's figure out why. So it's calling... Okay, it's calling toggle escape menu. I want toggle options menu now on here. Hey, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And then for this, I'm not even gonna open that menu. I'm just gonna say toggle options menu again. Well, I guess just in case there's some kind of other pop-up menu that becomes visible, then we'll do that. Yeah, we'll just do this. Hey, Satellix, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. What's going on? What were you up to today on your stream? Welcome in, everyone. Irad. How are you all doing? We're just working on a little bit of controller stuff right now for Lured In. Making sure that everything is... all the menus and stuff, I need to make sure they're behaving as intended. But so far it's going good. I just got to fix like a couple little minor things, and I think we're finally good to go. So the last thing I want to do right here is... if our region is not main menu, then we say toggle escape menu after we close the options menu. All right. Soon to mix of bug fixing, reported issues, and doing some art. Nice, nice. Yeah, I need to play your game. Isn't there an itch demo now? Yeah, let's see, which one is it? It's this one, right? Maybe this. I think this is the one you're working on, right? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, 14 hours ago. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to try this out. It's really epic. Nice. Yeah, it's like a... I don't know much about this game. Okay, you're like... it's like a lockpicking game? Okay. We push another update after today's work. It's still not 100% playable, but there's at least some fun to be found. Yeah. No, I'm excited to try it out. We can even do it right now on stream if that's fine. Because I think it'd be fun. No, I'd actually like to, though. I mean, honestly, why not? As long as it's not like 2 hours of playtime or something. But we could just mess around with it. No, it's fine though. Don't feel embarrassed. I won't do it though if you don't want me to. If you'd prefer for me to like wait longer, totally fine, and I'll wait. Just let me know. Yeah, I can show off what we've been doing. So I have controller support in Lured In now. And the reason I did controller support is for Steam Deck, because that's going to be important. But now you can use your cursor and stuff. So we're all good in here. Go through the tabs. Yeah, it's all working. I'm just getting like some option menu switching stuff here fully set up. Before, the way I had the options menu, which was stupid, is it was like technically a part of this escape menu. So you'd open the options menu and then the escape menu technically would still be open. And so the controller was grabbing focus for buttons that were not supposed to grab focus. But now it seems to be working. Right, you can hit options. Well, I'm in the options menu. I can't hit circle on this menu for some reason to close the escape menu. I think it might be that this button's not real. I heard it's like not using the standard script. So I need to fix that. But then also now in here, I should be able to just open the options menu. Yeah. So yeah, it's going good. To be honest, I prefer if you wait. Yeah, that's totally fine then. No worries. I don't want to jump into it if you feel like it's not ready. But yeah, it's just that whenever somebody... I always just play people's games when they come in. They're like, hey, I'm working on this because it's just fun. But yeah, I don't want to jump into it if it's... if you think it needs more time, that's totally fine. But yeah, I'd love to try it out eventually. Just let me know when it's like feeling like it's at a good spot where you feel like I could, you know, I'd love to play it on stream. It'd be pretty fun. Yeah, next week it's totally cool. Just like, yeah, I'll play it whenever. I could even like, I mean, depending on how long the game is, I could like, you know, like schedule it as like the actual full stream, but it's up to you. Let's see, to use a controller, router, want to prioritize. Yeah, so basically I have this menu class for every single menu in the game. And the reason I've done this is so that it's really easy for me to create a new menu that just instantly works with everything else in the game. So very, very easy. The way that it's set up is whenever a menu, so there's basically, there can be one active menu at a time, right? So when a menu opens up, it sets I have like a singleton here that's like just manages all of my menus. And then it sets a menu to be like the current active menu that's open. So when I open a menu, let's say I just opened up like the shop menu, right? Which is this menu. It has the list of all the upgrades. It's gonna run in here in the menu class on open. It will find the next valid focus in this menu and then grab the focus. So whatever menu opens will always take focus priority. So if we go into the game, so like this menu is open, right? This pop-up menu that says welcome back. So that's going to take focus priority. And then when I like open one of these menus down here, like shop, then boom, now the shop takes focus priority. So that's kind of the way it all works in here. But yeah, it seems to be working pretty well. And then the way I do like the escape menu stuff, like that keybind is whenever... Oh, and you can see it's a little broken, apparently, because all these buttons went away. I have to let's fix that really quick. Stop focusing into the game. What did I just open? Okay. I just need to make sure that when I do close the active menu right here, if it is the escape menu, I have to say, you know, escape menu open is false. Which actually, that would be fine to just call that. Okay, so now when I open this and close it... okay, gotta figure that out. For some reason, these buttons down here are still, like, grayed out on controller. Which is not supposed to happen. But... bugs. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways. But yeah, that's the gist of it. It's pretty straightforward. Just having like one active menu open. So like the options menu, I had it set up before where the options menu is technically a child of the escape menu and wasn't like a real menu. But then I had issues with the focusing elements on controller. So, but now it's fine and it's working. Grab focus is actually just a built-in, Godot has a built-in system for controller focus, which is what I'm using. And it works really well because a lot of it's just automatic and I don't need to worry about anything. So the way it works is every UI node, like a button or anything, has like a variable denoting whether it's focused or not, right? And Godot handles a lot of it automatically for you. Like if you have a button that's focused already, like this return button, and then I press down on the controller, Godot just automatically finds the next button. It has this whole like neighbor, like focus neighbors. You can set them manually if you want, but Godot does a really good job of automatically determining the focus neighbors. So it's very easy to do like button selection on controller. Because I can just go through here and Sometimes you do have to set them manually because it's not 100% perfect, but most of the time it's pretty good. So, but yeah, that's basically the way it works. You can also set like the focus mode on things. So if you don't want certain elements to focus, you can just disable it. So for example, in like my Ascension menu, I have buttons in here that I don't want to be focused. Like the send button and the X button in this menu, I purposely disable focus. And the reason for that is because in this view, you use your left analog stick to move the camera, right? So it would be bad if I didn't disable those, because you'd be moving around on the UI and moving the camera at the same time. But yeah, it seems like so far everything's been going really good with controller stuff. It only took me like really a day to get set up, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah, this is what I love about Godot, is there's always some kind of system already built in for you for practically everything. And even if there isn't, it's really easy just to like make a couple of, you know, inherited scripts and stuff, and then you're good to go. Yeah, I've always had a really good time with Godot. It's really cool that Slay the Spire 2 is like doing really well, because that was made in Godot. And now it's kind of like, I hope people realize that Godot is a real powerful engine. Yeah, sometimes one of the things people always ask is like, can Godot do this? Or can you make a real game in Godot? Like, yeah, of course you can. And now I can point to Slay the Spire and be like, yeah, you can make the most played roguelite of all time if you want. So yeah. Anyways. Oh, that's a bug. I'm still in the cursor after I clean the tank on controller. You can see I can like select on things, even though I shouldn't be. I think I just need to, I'm doing the wrong function for disabling the sponge or whatever. That should be an easy fix. This is why I keep messing with controller, because it's a good way to just find random bugs like that. It's playtesting, believe it or not. But I think it's just in here, after like I clean the tank, I get like a progress on how clean it is. And I just need to, right, because I say, dirtiest false, tank grime, clean play. Do I not even reset the sponge at all? Which is interesting. Because then where do I call reset sponge? So that's an update. I don't think it's there. Set cursor mode. Oops. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and say whenever it's clean. I guess I just didn't do it. Yeah, this is inside of process, right? Yeah. Okay. So then just say set cursor mode false. Cursor mode is just basically just for controller, and it's kind of denoting whether you should be in like the button selection mode or the mode where you're like moving the cursor around. Nowadays, it tends to be less about how powerful an engine is, more about how convenient or usable the engine is. Yeah, I definitely think so. Speed, honestly, computer parts are so fast now, like performance really doesn't matter. And Godot does run really well, so that's not even an issue either. Godot, honestly, to me, has been super great, just in terms of how snappy the engine is. Like, it opens super fast and stuff, and I don't ever have to wait for anything in Godot, which is really nice. Even saving stuff is so fast, it's just, it's instant. I don't even recognize that things got saved and stuff, which is great. Yeah, it's probably the most lightweight engine I've ever used, and I really like that. Because at least for me, I'm like when it comes to game development, I want to get things done. I want speed is an important thing for me. So Godot is really conducive to that, I think. Like, I just feel like I'm able to just test things really quickly, and it's been really great for game jams too, because of how lightweight it is. But yeah. Yeah, it's something I super envy. They had to wait 25 seconds after saving. Oh man. Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed on Unity. Even though like the project I was working on in Unity was practically nothing, Unity still took forever to save stuff, which was always a little frustrating. Not that Unity is a bad engine. I think, I mean, Unity is the classic game engine. There's a billion games that have made millions and millions of dollars, so it's obviously a good engine. But at least for me, it was like, I don't know, a little frustrating sometimes. Praying with all my heart that the core CLR on 6.76 will save it. Yeah. Yeah, Unity's great, TM, yeah. If you can ignore the pain, yeah. Yeah, Unity, I think part of the reason it's slower, my guess at least, is that it's just much, much older than Godot. Technically, Godot has been in development for a long time, but I would say Godot's design philosophy is very focused on, like, you know, modern program design or whatever. Like, they don't have a bunch of these old legacy features because they just don't have a massive repository of pre-existing games like Unity does. Like, if Unity removes something, then that's a major, like, a major issue. But Godot is, I guess, a little more agile in that sense. Like, it can really focus on, like, performance and dropping really old features that don't need to be loaded and ran inside of Godot. So Legacy Unity is faster. It's the new stuff added on top. It just slows it down. Yeah, that's something that I think slows down Unity. It's just the fact that when you have Unity, you get all of the features enabled, like everything, including all the old stuff you probably never will actually use, just because they don't want to ruin compatibility with older projects, I'm sure. But, uh-oh. I think for some reason running the game command just crashed our overlay. What? I don't know what's going on with Twitcher. This is I upgraded our like API. But I've been having a lot of problems. And now it's saying from username invalid access. No, it's not your fault at all. It should work. I don't know why it died. Yeah, I need to figure out what's going on with that. Let's give it another try. If you want to run the game command again, I want to see if it crashes again. Because if it does, I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix it. Yeah, it crashes again. I don't think it crashes when I call it, which is a little strange. I think it's something to do with getting user permissions right here. Because it's getting... it's trying to grab, I guess, your username, but there's no from username, apparently, in info. Yeah, what? This is just broken. Okay, I'm gonna change my... I'm changing the overlay, the API code, because it's just using the wrong variable. Let's try this again, one more time, if possible. One final attempt. This will definitely work. Okay. It didn't crash, but it didn't work. So this should return true then. I guess it's saying that you don't have permission or something, but I have it set to literally everybody. Unless setting permission is the problem. Yeah, I gotta just figure out all these quirks about this new API. It's pretty similar to the one we had before, but it's just slightly different in a lot of different ways. All right. We're going to try disabling all the permission stuff to see if that was actually causing the issue. And someone can give it a try if they want. And one last time, then if it doesn't work, I'm just going to do it myself so you can get the link. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So I guess I shouldn't set permission levels because it just seems to break everything. And I don't have any commands that are like, that have permission levels, so. All right. I'll have to let Connie know about that bug. So, anyways. See, I don't know why. It seems like everything's working pretty good in here. There's like one minor thing here. So I can't close out of escape menu with circle for some reason. So let's figure out why that's happening. And I think it's just because I'm probably not using the right exit button here. But I am, aren't I? Oh, I'm literally checking if I'm not the escape menu. And I don't know why that's the case. I guess it's just because it's toggle off. I'm trying to figure out why that happens. So controller exit active. I don't care about self-modulate anymore. So it calls pressed and then it's not going to run it because of this. So let's see. Instead of checking that, I'm just going to check whether it's not active there. Oh, and I have to say if owner.active or whatever. So it should have just called toggle escape menu. Otherwise, it's going to call toggle off. I don't really want it to call toggle off, I think. I'm just going to say always do toggle escape menu. Because that's kind of like my function for just closing a menu. Let's try this again. So it does it like twice or something. It's a little weird. Hold on, we're gonna close. We're gonna figure this out. Let's see. Am I correct in remembering you were working on a different game on stream where you were configuring bosses? Yeah, that was probably Starground. I've been kind of working on both simultaneously right now. I'm working on a really big like dungeoning change to Starground right now. Automation stuff, I do want to do another automation zone, but like I think the bigger priority is making dungeoning more fun. So I've been working on that. I need to change the way the weapons are formatted, but it's kind of a nightmare because the game's multiplayer, so I need to figure out how to do it without breaking everything. It was like wintry. A wintry game where I was configuring bosses. I was also working on, probably at some point, Deadlift, which is the horror game I've been working on. I don't think I've done anything. Oh, well, yeah, the wintry game, Deadlift, has like a freezer zone. That's probably the one you're talking about. Here, let me open the project. Yeah, I got a couple things I'm kind of working on. Come on, open up game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what you're talking about. It's 3D, right? Yeah, we might actually work on this today, assuming I can get all my controller stuff on Learn In figured out, so. Come on. All right. Yeah, was it this game? I'm pretty sure this is the one that we were working on. I think I remember, yeah, we were setting up the freezer zone. Yeah. With all the snow piles and stuff, so. Yeah, on the Deadlift, I need to get like the new trading system finalized. I think we'll probably work on this today, so. Yeah, assuming that we can get all the Learn In controller stuff finalized. So what's going on here? It's doing... If I hit options and then circle. Okay, so I don't think I think I want to undo what I just did in here. In terms of the button that activates. So I think I do want to say toggle off. And then I want to say if it's full screen, or And honestly, maybe there's a better way I could do this. Inside of the menu, perhaps. I don't know, we'll see. Then does this have like an owner? I guess I literally just say own. So if the owner is an escape menu, then we call that. And I don't know why it does this though, where it gets stuck in like a loop of just forever closing itself. It's a little odd. Because if I say toggle escape menu, see, normally it doesn't happen when I just press escape, right? It's fine. Yeah, that's normal. But then when I click the X on the escape menu for some reason, it keeps reopening it over and over. I don't know what's going on there. We'll see someone in game dev getting all these cool projects done. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah. It's a lot of work. I've not had much free time, unfortunately, but you know, things are moving along. I think we'll definitely get to a spot eventually where I can kind of take a break. Yeah, Lured In is slated for like summer, so that's going to be kind of nice to get. I mean, obviously, I'm not like wanting to finish Lured In and end development instantly, but you know, it's just good to get it released. I'll probably still do Lured In updates, but at least it'll give me kind of some time to focus on other stuff a little bit more and like also start working toward the push of 1.0 on Starground really heavily. But yeah, I just want to get more games out because it's the only way that I'll actually be able to be financially stable, right? Because it's, you know, Starground's launch and stuff has been great, but I'm not making enough money. So I need more money. And it's not just from a standpoint of greed, but just from a standpoint of I need to make at least enough to, like, for my base level existence, you know? Yeah. What is your opinion, the most essential indie game dev skill? I mean, they're all definitely important, but I think one of the big things is like, what I say? I think it's always a matter of like motivation, and I think the biggest skill that you can kind of get good at is like learning and accepting failure, because that's going to happen over and over. Right? Because I think a lot of times what I see is a game developer goes into development, launches a game doesn't do well, and then they just never make a game again. And that's the number one obstacle, I think, to actually succeeding. Because you're never going to get anywhere if you only, you know... Because the thing is your first game is probably always going to kind of suck a little bit. And it's fine, because it's the first time you've ever made a game. Unless you're literally spending years and years and years and reworking and redesigning the entire project from scratch. But I don't think that's worthwhile. Yeah, persistence. I mean, that's the... I would say that's... I would say that is a skill. But otherwise, if you mean like something more tangible or whatever, like art and programming, I mean, it's hard to say because a lot of it is like already sort of... You can get around your weaknesses, right? Like if you don't know how to do music, you can find music and asset packs, and same with art. So I'd say maybe programming is probably a little bit more important, just because it's a lot harder to asset pack a size programming. I mean, you kind of can. There's like modules you can put into the project and stuff, but eventually you're going to hit stuff where you need to do custom logic if you want to make it actually an interesting, unique game. So that's probably one of the big things. I think marketing is also a really important skill. I mean, yeah, it's hard to say because like if you're a solo developer, there's a lot of skills that need to come together just to make sure you can actually do everything. But yeah, there's definitely though a couple that I think is really important. So I'm trying to figure out what return is doing. It's also doing escape menu. So then why are these not working? Oh, I think I need to say is visible in tree actually for real. So I realize then the other one that's hidden is going to do that. Owner is escape menu. Should be fine, man. Well, I bet it'll work on controller now. Yeah, so it's fine on controller, but just for some reason on mouse, that's where it dies. I'm not sure why. A little weird. Then this one closes out of everything for some reason, so we got to figure that one out. Interesting. Yeah, that's for sure. Unique perspective, like the persistence idea. Yeah, I do think that's probably the most important thing. Because I think all of the other skills just start to naturally kind of arise with time. The more that you make games, the better you will get at art and programming and all that stuff. But it's really easy to like all that stuff, honestly, in my opinion, is the easy stuff. I think the actual hard part is just making sure that you're motivated and disciplining yourself to continue. Because for most developers, I think success is not just a quick little first game, I make $1 million. Most of the time, developers spend years and years releasing games, and you don't really get a successful launch until you've already made many other games. So I mean, there's always exceptions, right? But usually the exceptions are also people that come into it with a really strong background already, like being a software engineer and stuff, right? So I feel like that doesn't even like 100% count. But yeah, if you're like coming from literally no skills, it's going to take time, and I think that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Like the more that you do it, the more you fail, the better you get at game development. I think that's really the secret. And it's honestly just a thing. Like I was a business minor and stuff, and a lot of the things that in my classes and stuff, one of the biggest things is just that you want to fail as fast as possible. So, and that's what's good about making a small game, because when you fail, you can eliminate factors, right? Sometimes it's really hard to measure like success in a way. Like, what are the things that make a good game is harder to measure than what are the things that make a bad game, in my opinion. So it's really good to push out a bunch of small games, figure out where you went wrong, and then just don't do those things again, and then next time is going to be 1,000,000 times better. And then you get to eliminate ideas too. Most of the time, most ideas are not good. Most of my ideas are also not good. So sometimes doing like a little prototype or demo and play testing and actually seeing what it feels like is a good way to realize that maybe your idea is not as alluring as you might thought it was. I don't know. I just think, yeah, small games, make sure that you're ready to fail. Anyways, trying to figure out why none of this stuff is working. I don't know what. So if I hit options and I hit close there, what? Okay, so that's fine. But then if I do the same thing on controller and I hit circle, it closes out. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's really weird because if we go into options menu, it should be doing the exact same code. Because we have these two buttons. It's going to run this on unhandled input. So if we click the exit button, which is circle, it should just toggle escape menu. And that's literally the exact same function that we're calling when we click on it with our mouse. So I don't know how those two different methods could be different from each other. Right? That's really odd. And then if I select it with the X button on the controller, you can see it does work. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe it's calling, like both of these buttons are also doing it or something. Like it's calling this twice. So I'm gonna print out something in here just to know how many times it's being called. Let's wait for the ads to end. Okay, it is calling it twice somehow. And I think actually it might be that it calls it on this options menu here. And then let's say if modulate.a is less than 0.5 or something. Oh, right. I do actually need that line. Because I realize those other buttons I don't fully disable and hide. I actually make them invisible so that the spacing stays the same. I think that's what was happening with that one. But we still got to figure out the weird options menu stuff. What? Okay, never mind. Very interesting. Still doing it twice, isn't it? And sometimes it doesn't focus on it properly. Yeah, it's still doing it twice. Is it calling from... I guess it must be just calling from the one in the escape menu. But it should only do that if our... I'll say if owner.modulate. And also if owner. What is it? It's like... I know I have a variable for when the menu's actually... Let's just try this. Yeah, prototyping would have... Oh, so ads are over. Sorry about that. Yo, let's go. Thank you, Bobby, for the bits. Your bits are draining. No. There we go. So now that's fine. Yeah, we need to make sure that if we turn off animated menus, see, that actually breaks it, right? So I think we might need a little, like, 1 frame delay before buttons are ready to be paying attention to their parent, right? So we're going to work on that. Yeah, prototype when it saves some AAA studios millions of dollars. I definitely think so. Yeah, it's kind of insane how sometimes disconnected AAA studios can feel from their customers, you know? Like, you keep seeing a lot of massive games do really well. Yo, thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate it. 100 bits. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, gamers. There's an approach basically called Find the Fun, where you prototype mechanics, combinations to find something that's just plain fun. Yeah. I think that's a good way to do it, really. Just so that you can, like... I mean, that's all a game is about, I think, is making a fun game, so... That seems like a really good way to go about it, really, I think. See, I'm trying to figure out why this is... Why the active stuff is weird here. Closed, active. So where does active get set to true? Because maybe what we can do right here is instead of immediately setting that, we can say call deferred and then set active to true in a deferred function. Oh, do I have to, like, say function? I don't know how this would work. Can I, like, do this and then say call deferred or something? I think I can, actually. All right, let's see what happens now if I hit that. Yeah, there we go. So that one little deferred delay just prevents an input from activating 2 different, like, close menu events at the same moment. So, yeah, that's good. And then animated menus work just the same. Okay, so that bug is fixed. I think literally the only final bug is, for some reason, hitting X with the mouse just immediately reopens the menu over and over. And I don't know why, but I'm sure there's a good reason for that, or like an obvious reason. We'll figure it out. Oh, you know what it probably is? I think I know exactly what it is. I think I might just have a legacy signal connected here. Yeah, because then what was happening is I press it, it calls the code, but then it also emits the signal, and then that's what was happening. All right, pretty easy to fix, so we should be good to go. Let's do one final test of all the menus. It seems Your design is quite modular, like having a blanket menu class. Genius. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's basically, that's how I would describe it. It's like I just have like a standard like type for all of the menus in the game. And it's been great. And another thing too, what's so great about doing this kind of thing is I now have an animation just set and working for every single menu in the game. Like I just had to write this script and now every menu has an animation, right? And that's what's so great. Like most of the time with things like this, like menus, it's a very standard design concept. Like you're gonna have a million different menus in your game. So it just makes a lot of sense to kind of bundle those up all into one type. Because now no matter what kind of menu it is, whether it's the inventory menu or the shop, it just all behaves the same way. And I think consistency is really important in making a game that feels good to interact with, is consistency. You shouldn't have like a bunch of different weird menus and stuff. Like making sure that they're all the kind of the exact same mechanics wise, I think is really good. And I do the same thing also with these buttons. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's like a little animation on all these buttons. So I've made a custom class just called animated button, and that's how I do all of that. So it's just yet another unified class. And this animated button class is great because I can really fine tune the way it kind of interacts with the controller. So it's been good. I'm glad I also did that. And if you want special behaviors for different UI elements, you can just add in like an export variable to change it. Like for example, on this exit button, I gave it this side variable so I can kind of tell it what side it's supposed to be on. So like this one's the left one and this one's the right one. And the reason I have two like that is because I have an option to change the side of where the X button is on. Just because some people didn't like it on the left. So, but yeah. Is that like a UI factor type thing to keep stuff consistent? Yeah, I need to look at what factory definition. I want to recall what factory object. It is just object-oriented programming. It's not that these necessarily create other objects. These are all just directly inherited from the menu class. So they don't like, I don't have like a one standard node creating the menus or whatever. It's just that they're all just inherited from menu. So it's just regular old object-oriented programming, basically. So yeah, factory, I guess this has like constructors, creates objects as instances of one class. Well, I guess technically it is that then. I mean, they're all constructed from the menu class. Well, yeah, I guess factory programming or patterning is object-oriented programming. So yes, it is. I've just never really heard of factory programming and like this. It's whenever I ever have heard about it, it's just, you know, object-oriented. Factory method. Unless factory method is a different thing, but it seems like it's just having to specify their exact classes. That's not quite the same thing. I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's just means object-oriented programming or if factory is like specifically this. I don't know. I guess I thought a UI factory was a way of making style consistent. Yeah. Only out copies of a base prefab, sort of factory adjacent. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's somewhat like a factory programming pattern. But yeah, I mean, pretty much the only standardization stuff I do is just with, just inheritance. I do use like a similar node structure, but they all do have their own unique node structures, and that's the way I make them all different menus. And almost all of them have their own subscripts that inherit from menu, but It's just having this kind of the core of the logic of how all the menus work is really nice. So, but yeah, and then let's make sure this works now. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's do one final run through on all the menus. Also, one thing actually that I still need to fix is for some reason when I close the escape menu, you can see down here it still thinks that there's an escape menu open, which is not supposed to happen. And I thought I said escape menu open false. So that's that one. Oh, I did that on pop-up menu. Okay, that's why it didn't work. All right, watch this, guys. So now, final test. All right, let's go to the main menu first. Main menu, I can open the options menu and close it. And we'll do a run through on controller and then also on keyboard and mouse just to make sure it's all good. All right, let's go into play. I can open all these menus and close them with circle. It's looking good. Now it does start with escape menu open though. You can see it's grayed out down there, which is a little weird. That shouldn't happen. Maybe it's because what happened is I had maybe closing options menu in here doesn't actually close or set that back to false. Probably what it is. Yeah, I'll just do this. Then I don't need to know any of this stuff. All right, so that should hopefully fix that. Let's try this again. No, it still does it. Yeah, I don't know why it thinks that the escape menu. Oh, I'm not returning. That would be why. Actually, no, I messed this all up, didn't I? I only want to return if it's that. Otherwise, if I'm toggling it on. So, why is it still open from the beginning of the game? I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna print out whatever our current state of our escape menu is. Just so I can kind of monitor this. Escape menu open, and let's check this. Okay, so it says false, which is good. Then if I go to main menu, yeah, true, false, true. And then you can see is when I close options menu, it's still true. So I think the reason for that is because when I use the X buttons or whatever, it doesn't set that back to false. Because it calls toggle off on the options menu in here. So how do I want to deal with that? I mean, I could just make options menu inherit, or it already is inheriting, but unchanged whenever I close it. Also, what's going on here? This is opening the escape menu. I don't need to do that anymore in options. Let's make sure that didn't break everything. It should be okay though, because that's why I have that signal set for on closed. Yeah, that's good there. So we just need to make it where if you run toggle off, and I don't know why this has on exit pressed. I don't use that anywhere because these aren't connected, so get rid of that. Then we'll just have function. Yeah, function changed. We will call super with status and forced. But then I want to say if not status, aka we closed, UI manager dot escape menu open is false. It's going to be easier to kind of control that behavior in this node instead. So I can just call the regular toggle off instead of toggle options menu every time. Okay, let's try this again. So if I hit options, then close and return, looking good to me. You can see true and then false the second I close the options menu in the output. That's good. Now it did show false here though, while the escape menu is open. So that's not really supposed to happen. And it's probably because what's happening is actually this is calling set false after the signal is emitted for closed. So I need to set that false and then emit the signal, and that should fix it, I think. So we're in the options menu, it's true. If I get out of it, you can see it's still true, and then we're good. I just want to have a variable that kind of, just so we know whenever an escape menu like this is open. I might eventually add multiple other menus into the escape menu one day, so I just want to be ready for that. Yeah, I think we're good then. And it doesn't print that out when we're in like a regular menu, like one of these guys, so yeah. I think we're good to go. All right, let's run through it now on keyboard and mouse. So options, we're good. Play, I can hit escape. I can hit the X and go to options. I can go like that. Sometimes I do hear 2 clicks. At least I think I do. Oh. I don't know, I might be crazy. Anyways. Click the X, click the X. I think we're good. Alright. I think all the menus are good. So that should fix all of the controller issues now. Also, one final thing I want to do too, now actually, is that global UI should also be in that same group of canvas focus, because if we canvas focus, what I have set up is whenever you lose focus completely on controller, if that ever happens, the game kind of gets soft locked, right? Which is obviously bad. So I don't want that to happen. Also, we gotta fix that. I don't ever want this button up here to be focused, the escape button. The settings button, whatever. But this is what's really great about Godot. You just go to focus, set the mode to none, and now we're good. So that button won't ever get auto-focused onto. And Godot doesn't have that auto-focusing thing. Basically, how it works is whenever I run a check for whenever focus has been completely lost. And if there's no focus at all, then the game will find one so that you can move around and do stuff again. And it's pretty useful because otherwise there's cases where every single time anything happens or focus changes, you're going to have to recalculate which one gets focused, which is really annoying. So I just do it automatically. Yeah, I think everything is good then. And then like, here's what I want to check, right? If I go to if the keyboard, it's fine. But then if I just spontaneously go back to my controller, you can see now I get focus back on this menu, which is good. And that shouldn't happen on any of these because I have those ones set to canvas focus. Same with the main menu. If I go to that and then back to controller, it picks one to focus. So it doesn't really happen all the time or anything, but just every once in a while. So yeah, I think we're good. Cool. I don't know why sometimes it plays the click noise and then other times it doesn't. It's not really a major problem or anything, but it's just interesting. Like when I close out of here, it does a click. But then not when I close out of the escape menu, right? Which is a little weird. I don't know why it does that. What is this? Node not found. Oh, right. Yeah, there's no such thing as that anymore. So get rid of that. Also, we don't need this process event in the escape menu anymore because we don't do it that way. And instead of saying visible, I'm just going to say if active. Well, it does do a click. So if you listen to it inside of so if we're in options menu and I press circle on the controller, you hear a click there, right? It goes and then closes the options menu. But now I'm in the escape menu. If I press it again, you'll hear it doesn't do like it does do a click, but it's not the right click. It does a hover click. So there's like the, whenever you press a button click, it goes, you know, that's, I press the options button, it does the louder click. And then here I press circle, it does the same loud button press, but then here it doesn't do it. So I don't know why. I think the thing is not why this one doesn't play, but why does it play when I get out of options is kind of the real question. Because I don't know what would be going on in here. If we go into, I mean, we can go into the, let's go into the options menu. And on exit button, so this is going to call pressed. Oh, and it probably has something to do with this code here, because this one's saying toggle off, and then this one's saying toggle escape menu. So I bet inside of toggle off, it actually runs a click, perhaps. I don't know if it does. No, it doesn't run any sounds in here. Yeah, I'll have to figure out why. I mean, really, it's, you know, again, not a problem, but it's just kind of one of those things where I would prefer to know exactly what is happening. Also, all these ones now, these signals and stuff in here, I want to add, you can say warning, ignore unused signal. Just so that I don't get warnings about these, because I know that they're unused. It's not really a real problem. So just do that. I don't like having error or warnings in here. So, and like this one, I'm not using delta, so I apply an underscore. And also this one I get rid of now. What is this physics process in here? This is the, okay, this is the camera for the tree node. All right. All right, I think we're good to go. Well, the menu stuff seems to be pretty good. There's still some very minor problems, but I don't think they're going to be a huge deal. So one problem that I do know of is when you are faced with a scroll menu like this, you can scroll down and everything is fine, and it seems normal, right? That's good, intended. But when I scroll back up, you can see it only goes to the next button that I select. And so every time I can't see the rest of the panel, right? That is kind of a little bit of a problem because it means it's really annoying to go back up. I mean, it's not a major issue, right? Like I can just go up twice and then back down, but that's stupid. And I don't want people to have to do that. So I need to figure out, I don't know if there's a way to prevent that from happening. There is some settings on the scroll container, but doesn't do anything. Scroll bar, scroll dead zone, vertical scroll mode. That's the steps when you like move this, I guess. Scroll horizontal, scroll vertical. This is the current scroll value. I'm sure there's a way to do this. I just don't know. What I could theoretically do maybe is like when you select one of these buttons or something, it selects the whole panel. But I don't know if that's something I can do. I'm not sure. I guess I could, maybe I could pretend that the button's taller than it really is. So if we go into item panel, but I don't know if that's something that would actually work at all. I mean, I can do some custom code. So whenever I do scroll, it applies an offset to the scroll value. But I'd prefer not to. Button mask. Disabled icon text. This is all the sizing stuff. I mean, I'm sure this is a problem other people have encountered doing controller stuff in Godot. Right? I mean, I guess one option is just to put the buttons at the top, but that seems stupid because I want the title to be the primary thing. What would we do about that? Yeah, because I just like, that's obviously a kind of a little bit of a problem. I mean, I don't know, maybe those scroll offsets do actually matter. I don't think that's what I want. But like a rect transforming Godot. Yeah, I mean, I can control, I don't know. I wonder if there's like a focus bounding box or something on this, right? So I can kind of tell Godot like how big the area is of this thing. Because I know that it does some kind of like on follow focus. The scroll container will automatically scroll to focus children, including indirect children. So what does that mean? It might mean that what I need to do on items, on the item panel glass, is like, I need to make sure that it's properly inheriting all of the focus stuff. But that would be on like a mouse input. So that's not the same thing. Also, sorry about it. I missed your message up here. Let me go read that though. Let's see. Depth to C development was put on hold. Oh yeah. But because we thought a Godot bug was breaking things. Oh, so it's not. Yeah, that happens all the time. I think that something is a Godot bug, and it turns out it was just me. But I think that happens less and less because now I realize it's probably not a Godot bug, like 99% of the time. There was one time where it was a Godot bug with like a weird integer rounding thing. I mean, it's not necessarily like a bug maybe, but it was a very strange behavior. If you like rounded a value that was already rounded or something, it would like return the wrong data type. It was weird. I mean, I can make it the same size, but I don't know if that's really gonna do, because then the button's gonna be big. There's focus mode. Don't think I could change in there. I can't really change the size because it's all automatic with the anchors. There's button group. It's different. Wait, I can do that? Oh, I should have done that for these ones. Okay, I'll have to do that. Oh, you're saying a child of the button? I mean, we can try it and see what happens. I could add a control node in here and then set this one to, I guess, bottom left. And then position can be the same size. Oh, it's going to do that. Okay. You can just kind of match it with the size of the item panel. And then make sure mouse is set to ignore. You can see what happens. I don't know if this will do it, but maybe. And just keep the vertical height the same size like that. Because I don't know if it takes into account children's size when it does like the focus check. So we'll see what happens. Let's scroll through here. No, it still does the same thing. See, I think the problem is if I would have to make it where the actual node getting focused is the whole panel or whatever. But it doesn't, I can't do it that way because, I mean, yeah, you mentioned doing like a temporary grab focus thing. I mean, that'd be a little janky though. I'd have to like have a signal. I don't know if there is a signal for when focus has been grabbed or not. But I could do that, say grab focus on the main panel just for like a frame and then set it back to but I need to do it for long enough. Then I don't really want people to be able to select those nodes, because then also another thing I'm going to have to do is set the focus mode. This seems like it's going to cause a lot of issues. Let's keep looking at the scroll container itself and just see if there's anything else in there we can change. Burn it up. Vertical scroll mode. There's scroll dead zone. But that's for touch scrolling, so it doesn't matter. Scrolling hint. I didn't know scrolling hints were a thing. Yeah, the scribbly effect is just a shader. I just apply a shader to all the nodes at the beginning of, like, when they're instantiated. It's pretty easy to do. And then I just use a like a global shader variable to choose how much that effect applies. I have like a slider in the options if people don't like it, so works pretty well. Oh, there's a mode for reserving. That's cool, actually. Oh man, I should have done that in Starground. Gotta do that. So there is custom step. But that's only when I'm using arrow keys, so that doesn't really do what I want. Ugh. Yeah, there's really nothing in here that I can do to fix that, inside of the scroll container itself, at least. Let's try and look it up and see if, like, this is a thing that people have ran into. Oh, what is this? Ensure. Oh. I think there's a function in here that we might be able to call. Ensure control visible, and then I can just pass in whenever we scroll. After grab focus. This might work. So if we go back into items panel in here. So we could say, let's do, whenever we create these panels, I want to pass in panel.scroll container is equal to self. Or no, not self. That's going to be equal to that. So then give this a var scroll container, type scroll container. And then whenever we grab focus, I don't know if there is like focus grabbed. I guess focus entered is what it is. .connect to function. And then I can call scroll container dot ensure control visible and then pass in self. And this is going to be specifically on, I guess I have to do that on anything that we focus. So the cell button, which I actually already have here. And I named it wrong. Cell button and also the other button. Move to tank button. So we'll see if this works. We're gonna have to do it on all the menus, which is annoying, but right now we don't have enough upgrades for the panels to cause the scroll bar to do anything. So it's kind of actually okay right now. But now if we do this, we can see. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, it does work. Pretty epic. But yeah, now it'll make sure that when we're scrolling through here, it'll make sure that the whole panel that we've scrolled to is visible, which is pretty nice. It is a little weird how it does that like weird like alternating almost, because you can see it like it's like going back and forth. I don't know why that is. It's a little strange. I might do, I mean, this is just a panel container, so that should be everything we need to see. It's a tiny bit odd, but at least it works, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, now you can go through your whole list of fish. And then apparently I can set a button group for these buttons up here instead of what I have now. So I'd kind of maybe like to try doing that. I didn't realize button groups were a thing, so let's go into inventory menu. And then on this little section here, you can create a button group. And then I guess I'll save this, or I can copy it and then just paste it onto these guys because it should stay the same button group. Then allow unpress. I don't want that to happen. So now, theoretically, I think I can just get rid of all this code. Yeah, because I have all this set press, no signal, and blah, blah, blah. Just get rid of all that. So now whenever one of these are pressed, I just know what the cell mode is. And I don't have to do any of that. So let's see what this does. It would be nice if this actually works out. I think it does. It's like a radio group, so it means you can only press one of the buttons at any given moment. Yeah. It doesn't really make much of a difference in terms of functionality, but just in terms of code, that's pretty cool. So now I can just eliminate all this other garbage. And I don't even need to know if it's toggled on. I guess I will, just to make sure. Because I don't want it to get somehow toggled some other way and then it like dies. So we'll do that. And then it should also prevent now a button from being unpressed, which will be interesting to see. So if I go into here and I click the same button, just nothing happens, which is good. Yeah, there we go. Pretty nice, if you ask me. Catfish sells for so much. I do have a bunch of Ascension upgrades though, so that's why. Because I've got 5.6 multiplier and also double. All right. Yeah, I need to remember that radio button group thing because that is very convenient. I do want to have more of those in all these menus for buying upgrades because I imagine like with Ascension, it might start to get a little annoying to constantly buy an upgrade over and over and over. So like when you're in shop, I can have another little like button panel like I do in the inventory like this, so that you can choose how many, like the increment of how many you do at the same time, how many purchases or whatever. Kind of like how Cookie Clicker does it. So, and that's really the only menu we needed for that one, and then also this one in here and upgrades. So, but it should be pretty easy. The only thing here though is I don't want this menu to shift around constantly, so I might have to somehow put this in here. That should be fine because the scroll container is like a separate object, so it should be okay. Couple other minor things that I know is not working right now is, well, research menu is different. It doesn't have like, you don't buy multiple researches, so it's like a one and done kind of thing. So one other thing I would like to do before we push this update actually is there's a couple of menus where I can't do like this, the R1 and L1 keys. I can do it in shop. No need to do it in inventory. I can do it inside a fish tank, but I notice I can't do it in options. I need to change that there. Really easy though. I can just go into one of those menus, like shop menu, and then in process I have this. Then go into options menu, just pop it on there, and there we go. Now I can do that. And I think I have to grab a different tab container. Panel zone. Oh, that's the wrong menu. I was like, what? No, we're good. The coolest solid. Thank you, thank you. Semi-solo, yeah, I guess I can't say I'm 100% true solo, but almost. And then I want to disable, I can set tab focus mode to none, because I don't want people to be able to focus on the tabs. This is kind of clunky, I think. It's much easier to hit these to navigate through the tabs. And since I've already kind of established that pattern with everything, it just makes more sense. Yeah, so now I can go through here. Works pretty well. Let's see with options. Oh, yeah. Cool stuff. You know, I thought I disabled tank grime. How did that apply grime? Oh, I think I need to go into offline notice and make sure I don't actually activate grime. Oh no, it's there, so it should be okay actually. Maybe I was crazy and it didn't do what I thought it did. It's the song, it's beautiful, yeah. Arch to March. Pretty epic. Oh, my eye has been irritated. Can't tell if there's something in it or not. I don't know. All right. Look at all these fish tanks. Is there anything else that I kind of really need to get fixed before? Actually, yeah, but these upgrades don't apply right now. Thank you for the bits, Bobby. Appreciate it. Yeah, I need to make these upgrades real, but it should be pretty easy to do. Substrate. Yeah, so it's just going to increase the bonus multiplier. So when I feed the fish, boom, fish are fed. Okay. Slow release. So that increases the feeding bonus time by 10 minutes. I don't know how the rate of money and stuff is on these yet. Like, I might actually potentially kind of hide these food upgrades behind a research, right? Because I think I don't know if it makes sense for this to immediately be available. It is a boost at the end of the day, so I think I'll do that actually. So let's start working on a couple of these things. Now, luckily, the system I have implemented is extremely easy. I go into the research table. I can create a new research. Can't wait to eat my fish, bro. And then call it fish food. Lets you feed your fish for bonuses. An icon. Fish food. The name. Fish food. And cost. I don't want it to be ridiculously expensive, but probably like in between the lake and river. It's like more of a mid-game upgrade or something, right? I mean, I do kind of want, maybe we do like really late game or whatever after your first ascension, but I'm not sure. I don't think I want it to be that late. As far a lot of bark and no bite updates. Yeah. I mean, that is in this update is continuing to expand, but never released, just like 2.2. Which update is 2.2? Are you talking about alert in updates? I don't know which update is 2.2. Yeah, this update is pretty big. It's going to change a lot of things. Oh, 2.2 Geometry Dash? Okay. But yeah, I think we will literally release it in like a couple minutes. Just need to get these last couple things finished, and then I think we're good to go. I'm just going to go into upgrades now and add all the fish stuff into there. I just want to give people like a decent kind of view on how controller support's going to be. I just want to fix all the obvious big issues, because otherwise people are just going to immediately find them. Thank you for the cheese time. But now that it's relatively stable, it's at a good spot where like we can test this. So when you're at the forest, like, I guess what's your money situation looking like? It's hard to say, right? But I think if the cost to go to the forest is 100 coins. So I probably want this to start out at least 100 or something. And this might get really powerful potentially. I don't know. So I might make this one cost scale quite a bit, because I don't want it to get like ridiculously massive on the bonus. I might drop this to even like 5%, just because I could see it really starting to add up. All right, so vitamins. And then we have some functions, I believe, for calculating the boost. Food boost time. Yeah, right here we say multiplier times that. Let's say the base amount is 1. Then we're going to slowly add 5%. So plus, let's say get upgrade level of li.upgrade food boost or something, or vitamins, I think is what it is. And then I can say plus that in the amount times 0.05. Because that's 5%. So that should be good. All right, so that's set up now. The vitamins should be working, and then let's go get the actual feeding time. So I know somewhere in here I say fish food boost or something. Fish food time. Where do I do it? Base food boost time. Oh, I actually calculate the time. So base food boost time times 1 plus get upgrade. And then what is this? Slow release pellets. And so this is in terms of seconds. Yes, I don't want the increased time to be that insane. I probably will only do a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to balance these upgrades because I just don't know kind of like what is good right now. But so let's increase it by like 2 minutes maybe. That'd be fine for now. So then we're gonna increase it by 120 seconds. And now see, the thing is we actually have to, yeah, this is different now. We have to get tank upgrades. So we have to say get tank upgrade level. And this is where we pass in our tank ID, right? And now we say return tank upgrade levels at index tank ID dot get upgrade ID 0. So yeah, we need to change where we called all these now. Because it's per tank and not just like a global upgrade now. Then pass in the tank ID on this. All right. So vitamins should work. And then slow release pellets get tank upgrade. Tank ID. All right, this should work now, hopefully. We'll see. Yo, Adgon, thank you for the hydrate. What's up? Little spinning sockeye salmon. Let's go. I have to hydrate. I have no choice. Yeah, so now this show requires research fish food. That's good. So now our research trees changed slightly. Okay. I'm going to change the description on that just a little bit. Thinking down a jam update since it's happening right now. Let's go. Yeah, I didn't end up joining this year just because I'm really busy right now with Lured In because I'm sort of in the middle of publishing arrangements and stuff. But hopefully I'll be there for you guys do like 2 every year, so I'll probably try and join in on the one later in the year, hopefully. And yeah, I've also got like a million projects going on. I've got Lured In, Starground, and Deadlift, so I don't quite have time for game jams on top of it, but should be a lot more site features next time you join. Nice. Yeah, I should go check them out. Games. No games were found. Oh yeah, that's for the newest town jam. Oh, there he goes. What kind of features have you been working on recently? Oats. That was a good one. Oh, emotes, yeah. That's sick. Just like inside of here. Yeah, all these different emojis. Nice, that's epic. Are these all just like yeah, it looks like these. I presume I can just do this if I log in. I don't know why my login info never saves on the Dana Jam. I don't know. Oh yeah, here we go. You got a big list of everything. User mentions, that's cool. Emotes, reactions. Nice, nice. Oh, that's good, yeah. Embed Twitch streams, that's cool. Embed itch games. Nice. Oh, that's nice. You can just directly embed into the website. That's actually really nice. It's mostly mine at the moment. Yeah. Input methods. Ooh. Add a trailer. That's cool. Licenses and download button. Yo, let's go. Oshik translated Brazilian. Epic. Yeah. That's looking pretty cool. So now I can do like a bunch of stuff in here. I can add links. What is this? Roles. Okay. Nouns, games, music. Yeah, so I can upload emotes. How do I upload the emotes? Or is that like, do you do emotes for like whenever you make a game or whatever? Is that how it's set up, or? Unless it's not the way it is. Games. They're in user settings. Oh, okay. There we go. Profile pictures, default ones, epic. There we go. Yeah, user emotes. Cool. Big one emote. preview. Is that is that just generated from your username, or how do you figure out the, or is that just like an example? Oh, first 6 letters of the username. Okay, makes sense. Banner picture. Nice. Yeah, this will be really fun to mess around with for sure. I've got a bunch of my Twitch emotes. I could upload those on here. And now I can do links and stuff, which is cool. Might as well link Lured in there. Nice. I can't seem to add more. Oh, I just click on the first one. Okay. Yeah, this is really nice. Like, they got the little automatic icon stuff. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm really liking how this website's been coming along. It's way further now than it used to be at the beginning. So, yeah, being able to, like, just play stuff directly in here is actually really cool. Like, does that work on... Let's go try it out. Like, if I just go in here, does it just have a little... embed? Unless like you need to set that up when you initially do. Okay, in the game settings. Where is it? Links. In the media tab? Okay. Playable embed. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Yes, I could. I also put it in there. Yeah, I'm logged into a different account right now. Log out. Log into the real one. This one. All right. How do I create an embed link? I don't actually know. Oh, widget right there? Is that what it is? No. Oh, edit game data? Okay. Oh, distribute? There we go. So this is for... I presume this is just for this widget, though. Oh, there it is. Embed game. I'm just stupid. Okay. All right. Yeah, I need to do that one. Okay. Let's try it out. Let's go. So now it just shows up right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's very nice to be able to do that. That's going to make rating stuff a lot easier. Like, that's one thing that I don't like about, like, how itch kind of does it, actually. Oh god. Is, like, the way you do game jams directly in itch is, like, you have to go into the regular itch page to, like, play it. But with this, it's super nice, because then literally everything you need to rate and play and all the stuff is just right on the website. Because you can just go right into here, and that's it. The game's right here, and you play it, and you don't have to go anywhere else. So, that's very nice. You can full screen it. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that for sure. It'll be nice. Yeah, I'll definitely join in on the next jam. I just don't think I quite have the time for a jam right now. But I think once all the lured in publishing stuff is fully figured out, and like I'm not I'll be at a better spot. Also, I think the next game jam lured in will already be released, so yeah. Early reaction to my post. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, maximum 10, probably a good idea. Nice. So yeah, the theme is plants, right?
Hey.
Unless it's just plant. I don't know. Yeah, plants. Pretty epic. Plants vs. Zombies. Vine. But yeah, I guess there's a lot of interpretations of it, probably. There's a song at the end of the theme reveal vid. Oh, yeah.
Good luck and have fun. Oh, one more thing. There's always someone who absolutely hates the theme. Are you that person?
This is pretty epic.
It's you. Worst theme ever. I hate this theme. Are you that person? I think you are. I think you are.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. Nah, I think the theme is actually kind of fun. Because plants, people never do enough plant-themed stuff. I think it could be pretty cool. There's that one game I really want to play at some point where the whole idea is that there's like sentient plants that you have to fight. And I think that just sounds really fun. But yeah, I think it could be neat. I'm excited to see what games come out. I might play a couple of them, even though I'm not in the jam, just for fun on one of my streams. Obviously, I won't be able to rate, but yeah, I think it could be fun. There's a lot of different ways you could go with that theme, because I could see, like, obviously doing something that's literally just plants. Oh, I can rate, even if I don't submit a game? Oh, yeah, it just doesn't count with the rankings. Right. Okay. Yeah, you could do, like, literally plants, but you could also take it as, like, a verb of, like, planting something. Right. And plants is in like a nuclear power plant or something, like a factory kind of thing, I think is what you showed off in there. But yeah, it's cool though. Yeah, one of these days I'll do another jam. Just gotta get all this boring stuff done first. It's not boring, but thank you for the hydrate. And thank you, Oshik, for the cheese time. How's it going? Okay, so we got these different researches. I need to make it where you can't select that button if you don't have the food stuff unlocked. So, working on a game that's on Steam now. Oh, let's go. What's the game? If you want to drop a link, you're totally welcome to throw that in here. We do have ads starting in a second. Yeah, there it goes. For Beetle Ball. Let's go. Yeah, I think I've seen this before. I might have seen like a short or something. I can't remember, but it seems familiar. Yeah, that's really cool. Nice. Wish I could get hired to make money. That'd be cool. Was a multiplayer game. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty epic. Ah, it's rev share. Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad though, honestly. It's just like, it'd be kind of nice and easy. Not having to do all the parts of the game, right? How's the demo been going? Oh yeah, that's pretty good review count. Nice. Yeah, this game will probably get quite a bit of money. Usually if you're around like a couple hundred demo reviews, most of the time I see like that resulting in at least 500 on release reviews. I don't know how much the game is going to cost, but assuming that it's like $10 or something, then you'd end up with 500 times 50 times $10. So like 250 gross earnings. And then you multiply that by like 0.5 is usually what you get back after all the cuts from Steam and stuff. So pretty good. Yeah. I think one day it would be kind of fun, like if I don't have a billion projects going on at the same time, like just do like basically that Just come in as just a programmer or just an artist or something, you know, instead of having to do all of it. Yeah, 4%, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, around 5K. Yeah, it's not bad. Are there like multiple other programmers and stuff? Are you like just doing some multiplayer backend, or like just other general gameplay programming too? Let's make it so that button disappears. One main programmer? Okay, nice, nice, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think rep share like that is usually not a terrible option, because most developers just don't have the cash flow to like pay people a full salary like that. Like, I mean, if you were being paid a full $100,000 salary, that's insane. It just doesn't work. The only kind of people that can actually do that is like, you know, massive studios. So they do server-side stuff like match validation. Nice, that's cool. Oh, yeah, that's the part of programming that I kind of hate. Having to do all that stuff. What like engine are they using for everything? Is it like Unity or Godot or what? Let's see, I'm gonna do... Actually, I just need to do this on Ready. Unity, nice, nice. Yeah, I've never done multiplayer with Unity. Yeah, I'll just pop this in here because it only needs to happen once. So this dot visible will be equal to global dot get research level of li research fish food. Then convert that into a, or just say if that's greater than 0. Let's go see if this works. Yeah, I do have another game eventually that I want to work on that does have like matchmaking and stuff like that. I don't know the way I'm gonna do all the matchmaking. I think I'll probably use, I know Steam has some stuff built in for doing matchmaking, like Godot Steam has whatever in here, matchmaking systems for lobbies and stuff like that. I think what I'd probably do is kind of like for that game, do if there's no lobbies available, go ahead and create a lobby. Otherwise, when there's like going to be like probably like a quick join button that just searches, because you can like kind of submit your lobby for matchmaking. I think there's functions to do that. You can like there's something in here, set lobby joinable, and then you can like set lobby data to figure out like skill level stuff if you wanted to do that. I probably won't, but there's a whole bunch of stuff like that you can do. And then you can just say like request lobby list or something to like matchmake, right? So you can just get, yeah, only returns lobbies that are not full and that are public and set to joinable. So you could just get a big list of all the current lobbies and then just pick one to join. So it seems like it'd be a pretty easy way to do the matchmaking. Just so that I don't have to pay for like back-end server stuff. It's basically still like peer-to-peer, like self-hosted, but also you get people being able to matchmake with each other. It seems like that'd probably be the way to do it. I mean, there is also matchmaking servers if you really wanted to like, you know, have more control over it, I guess, but I think it'll probably be fine. I'll have to see. Yeah, probably not learning multiplayer. It's for a different project. I'm purposely not revealing much info about it yet, because I don't want to like, there's so many other projects going on. It's not the time to throw on another, right? But eventually we'll do it for sure. Okay, so now if I get fish food, I should see that button appear in here. Yes, I do. So yeah, that works pretty well. It shows, now I need to calculate, like that needs to update depending on what my actual earnings boost is. Because these are both now, those can be upgraded. So let's do that. And I might actually just change that whole label down there. And give it its own script, I think is what I'm going to do. Instead of changing it in here. I think I do this one. Nope, that's the weight one. Yeah, this in here. I do like the food boost time. But now I want to update it inside of here, so I'm just going to do this. Then we can save our tank ID as owner. Tank ID. And I'm going to change this to be a rich text label because I imagine we're probably going to need that. So now I can get food boost time by just saying global.tanksettings.get and then for tank ID fish boost time. Or food boost time is the one. So var, oops. Like that. So if boost time is greater than 0, otherwise it'll be red and say fish are hungry. So, and then here we want to figure out what our boost is. So just say 0. I'll say income boost active. For something seconds. Is there ever a reason to use label over rich text label? They're slightly different in terms of how they like I think the way they conform to the spacing. I mean, yeah, definitely regular label performance I think is better because rich text labels have to have a lot of extra code for things like, you know, all the BB code calculations that it has to check and stuff. So normally if you're not, I mean, almost all of the labels in LuredIn is a rich text label. The only time it's not is for very, very simple stuff like this. But honestly, I might even change that to a rich text label as well, just so I can display icons. I mean, rich text labels don't run slow or anything, but, you know. Let's format this now. Actually, I think I'll do this in terms of minutes. Since everything in the game is in terms of minutes. And then now I'm just going to say global.calculate food boost time for that one. And call. So let's see, var formatted boost time. Now I need to say global dot format number commas because I'm pretty sure this returns int or float, yeah. And this is the one that does return the period, right? Unless it doesn't. There might be another one that I'm doing in here. That number commas. I thought that was the one. Maybe it's like calculate or something, or which ones return a string? It's only those two. I guess that's what I'm using for... No, it can't be, though. Like, whenever I display the amounts inside of, like the fish tank and stuff, I use a different function for that, I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember which one it is, though. I'll find it. Food boost time. Snap to int. That's what it is. I call snap to int. I'd like to kind of merge this snap to int function into my calculate number commas formula. So I'll probably be doing that. But this is okay for now because you don't really need to see 2.1 minutes or whatever. It's okay. All right, so that should show the time, and then I need to figure out what the actual boost is. So that's going to be like... So that's going to return a multiplier. So I'll say var formatted boost hour or whatever equal to global dot get boost. I'll say get food boost multiplier. Let's go back into global. And then I have this calculate tank income formula here. We're just going to create another function. Food boost multiplier. We'll turn a float. And then I'm going to pass in tank ID. And we're going to return this. That should work. 1.0 plus that. Now this is getting... Okay, that's the food boost time. Oh, I kind of messed this one up over here. Or no, that's fine. Never mind. I'm realizing. Yeah. Then I pass in tank ID. Okay, we're good there. So yeah, this should just return 1 if there's no boost applied. But I think the default that I have is 1.1. So I do actually have to... Or yeah, no, that should be fine because even at 0 upgrades. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, so now I can call this function wherever I want. And we're going to do this inside of that label again. Do you think it's worth it learning programming now in 2026? I definitely think so. I think there's always going to be a need for programmers. I know that there's a lot of, you know, what's the saying? Almost like propaganda, but not quite. A lot of people that say, oh, programming is dead, it's over. But I really don't think that's true. Like, AI is not that good at programming. It can program base level stuff, but humans still need to be there to design things. Yeah, doom and gloom. So I mean, as long as you go into it knowing all the things it comes with, like there is a lot of competition right now in terms of getting jobs and stuff, right? Like it depends on why you're learning programming. If you're expecting to get like a nice big salary and a degree and become a full-time software engineer, that's harder to say. There's a lot of like, it's hard to get an entry-level position in programming right now just because a lot of the previous low-level programming jobs are being replaced, but there's still a massive demand for senior software engineers. But if you're just wanting to learn programming for other reasons, I also think it's absolutely worth it. Like if you want to just be able to write like little Python scripts on your computer or something, or make a game, I think there's a million reasons to learn. It's just like, in a way, it's like learning how to speak a language, right? It's just having another tool in your belt that enables you to do things. So I think it's always a good idea. And I think it's also probably good for like, just, I don't know, like mental, what's the word? It's kind of like the reason you like do like math problems and stuff, like keeping your mind flexible. You know, it takes a lot of thinking, and I think it can be good for you probably to program. Because your brain is a muscle that you can train, so. I think it helps you kind of look at the world in a more like logical way. Because I mean, programming is all about logic. I don't know. I think it's good. I mean, I like programming. There's a million different reasons to learn it, I think. What am I thinking I need to do here? Oh yeah, this I need to format properly. Because I need to make this. So this is going to get our multiplier. It's going to be a float. So I want to grab that, multiply it by 100. So that we get a percentage. Actually, what I want to do is subtract 1 from it, then multiply it by 100, and then that'll show like 20% or whatever, right? And then once I do that, I also want to convert it all into an int. Like this. All right. And that should work. So it should show like, 20 or 10% income boost active for 5 minutes by default. And then as I buy the upgrades, it'll start to increase and say, active for, Let's go try it out. Oh. Oh yeah, it's not a label anymore. It's a rich text label. I'm thinking for changing career, gonna start learning the basics like HTML, CSS, see how it goes. Yeah. There is a lot of competition with web development right now, so I would keep that in mind. But I think the thing that matters the most is just your determination. Like if you really truly want to become a web developer, I don't think anything can really stop you. I wouldn't worry about AI and stuff like that, because I think there's always going to be a place for every kind of programming. So I would say go for it. And there's no, just you can try it out and see how things go. And even if maybe it ends up being too difficult or you can't land anything, then there's not really it's not a huge waste of time. You still know how to program, so I think it's you might as well give it a shot, I think. All right, so if we feed these guys, why is this label not visible? Oh yeah, I need to make this label fit content, otherwise it's gonna be invisible. All right, so it says fish are hungry. If I feed them, so it shows, when it shows minutes, which is not correct. So I need to divide that. But it is a little weird that it's not incrementing. I don't know why. Oh, this is the maximum time. I need to know what the current time is. So I need to say global.tank settings at tank id dot fish or dot get. Or no, I already have boost time. I think I'm just a fool, guys. All right, so now it shows the seconds that I have until. So I'm gonna now divide that time value by 60. Because I want to display it in terms of minutes, I think. So now it shows 10% income boost active for 4 minutes. So if I go buy one of these upgrades, like increasing feeding bonus and go back in here, you can see now it's a 15% boost. And then, yeah, we should be good to go. Now this, it's kind of only gets applied like once you feed them for the first time. So like, it's not gonna update and show 2 more minutes on here until I feed them again. So now if we go over here and do some of these upgrades to get my feeding time up, like maybe do this one a couple times or something. Now when I go to feed these guys, boom, 50% income boost active for, oh, that's a lot of minutes. 6,000 minutes. I think I did something wrong. Should be right here. Base food boost time times 1. Oh, I said times 120. No, that's fine, because that's 2 minutes. So what? It's like it's still formatting it in terms of seconds. Oh, it might still have the old script attached. Let me reopen the game. Yes, Loon Boon. Yeah, totally real Loon Boon. What? It's not 6,000 minutes. It's impossible. Yeah, how many upgrades do we have? 10 times 2 minutes. It's not possible. I must be formatting it wrong somehow. So that's the multiplier. That one's fine. And then boost time. So base boost time. Oh. I was doing times that. That would be why. Because it was multiplying it by a billion numbers. Yeah. I say that boost time plus that boost time. All right, well, I guess now I'm going to have boost time on this for many hours. So how many hours is that? 100 hours. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this save and reopen the game, I think, maybe. I don't want to get rid of my cool fish. I'll just add a little temporary piece of code to do it. Just go into aquarium. I'm sorry that I keep getting distracted here, but I consider web development because it's an easier way to start programming based on my research. Yeah, I don't know if I'm correct there. Then maybe Python. I think it is pretty easy to get into. There's a lot. It's a very old form of programming, and there's a billion resources online to learn how. So it's very easy to learn web development for sure. Also, I think there's a big demand for web development always too. Like practically every single company on earth has a website, right? So it's something really easy that you could just go to some small business, you know, around where you live or something, literally, and be like, hey, are you interested in a custom made website? So it's very easy to like get work that way if you're going like a freelancing route. But yeah, I would say it's definitely one of the easier forms of programming. I mean, it can be very complicated and advanced, but not too bad to get into. Yeah, I think Python is really easy as well. Just the syntax and everything is super straightforward, and it's really easy to import different, like, whatever they are, APIs and stuff and frameworks. So I find web dev to be harder just because I don't enjoy it as much as regular dev. That's always one of the biggest things, right? Is I think the hardest form of programming is always the one that you dislike the most. Like, and that's why there's different kinds of programmers. Because yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't like web dev as much as game development. Game dev, yeah. Yeah. Had a brain bleed, guys. It's okay. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things where I would do the thing that you enjoy doing the most because it's going to be easier to learn that way. Yeah, I would try Python, just see how that goes, but definitely web development though is fun. I think there's still of course room for doing web dev. And yeah, don't really worry about what the media tells you about everything, about how AI is going to replace every programmer, because I really don't think that's true. I just don't see it. Unless there's some wildly insane development that happens in the next couple years that revolutionizes the way AIs are created. I just don't see it. The thing is with LLMs, there is kind of like a cap to how good they can get. The problem with an LLM is really all they're doing is regurgitating previous information. And one of the big problems is now LLMs have kind of already gathered all of the information. And there's also another issue where so much stuff online is AI that they're absorbing AI training data. So you can start to get like model rot or whatever, where the data you're getting is it loses accuracy every single time because AI makes mistakes. So it's training on itself, which is very bad. So I just don't think the current model has the capability of fully replacing programming. It's just not going to happen. So I'd say give web dev a go. Or yeah, I already read that. Only thing LLMs can replace CEOs. Yeah. But yeah, give it a try. I think it would, I really enjoy it. It can be really fun. I haven't done a lot of like, networking stuff with it. Like I've never connected like a back end to a front end or whatever. I've basically just done front end web dev. But it's fun. I think you can do a lot of cool stuff. I know a lot of people that do freelance web dev also, and it's not too bad. Of course you are competing against like websites like whatever, Squarespace and stuff, but I bet it would be a pretty good option though if you could get like a role in one of those kinds of companies or something, like a full-time front-end developer or back-end developer. Wouldn't be a bad gig. Let's see, which ID is the one I want to reset? It's 0123. Let's do that. Free dot food boost time is equal to 0. I'm just gonna do that. So now when I hit R, boom, we're reset. Okay. Oh, and that is still disabled for some reason. That's a little strange. Oh, it's fine, because normally it would emit a signal, and that's why it didn't do it this time, because I did it like manually. But that should never happen. Okay, so now I can feed, boom. Yeah, so it's 25 minutes now that I have all the slow release pellets. So you can kind of see like it's obviously not meant to be like something that you activate and then go offline and just keep accruing the boost for hours and hours. It's like something that's meant to be more like powerful. Like it's a big boost, 50%. But something to maintain and feed your fish while you're actually online playing the game, I think is what fish food kind of is designed to be, right? At least that's just what I think, but we'll see. Also, one thing I'm going to do here, which is if is visible in tree. So if this node is not actually visible, there's no need to process it and calculate things. Now we can see, yeah, FPS is looking pretty good there. I'm not super worried about FPS because, I mean, the game is running really fast, so I just don't think there's any reason for premature optimization. But it is something that I'm kind of keeping in the back of my mind and just observing, because I don't want the game to get too slow. But so far, I've not seen any amount of optimization issues. How do you say it? I want to say a modicum. Is it modicum or modicum?
Modicum.
Modicum. Yeah, that's my word of the year. Thank you guys for your time. I'll get back to the studies. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, hopefully it was helpful. Yeah, I say give it a shot. There's really no reason not to, and you might end up really enjoying it, and I think that would be great. So yeah, I hope it goes well. And you're totally welcome to pop in here, ask any questions if you've got them. I'd be happy to answer. Yo, thank you so much for the sub with Prime. I really appreciate that. The petty thing is still broken, but there you go. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Let's go. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thanks so much for that. All right. So yeah, those upgrades are working. And you can upgrade the bonus retroactively, so you can like buy it after you've fed the fish, but you can't do the time. It's just because of the way that I calculate or I apply this time, because the way it sort of works is you go to feed your fish, and then right at that moment when you place down the food is when it sets the remaining food time to whatever your current your calculated time is. I could set up some super fancy logic where it checks if this has been bought and then incremental the time by 2 minutes, but that's not worth it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, it makes sense. If you buy new food to feed your fish and you've already fed your fish, it wouldn't retroactively apply the new food. So it's fine. I could maybe do something where like you could feed your fish again after you've already fed them, just to keep the income boost up at like its maximum capacity. That might be something that I do. But we'll see. Yo, let's go. Hit the hype train. Epic. Pretty fire. All right. I think we're good. I spent a lot of money on that other one, didn't I? I'm just thinking, is there anything else that I need to get working? The food boost, the upgrades. I thought there was something that I didn't implement yet, and I was thinking about it. I needed to do it. Now I can't remember what it was. Scrolling menu is working. The shotgun. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. All these are working. Equipment. Ascension is good. I do want to add a more ascension eventually. There is no way to deal with the tank cleaning sponge stuff right now, but we'll do that eventually. Is that stuff? Oh yeah, the chef. The chef doesn't have any code to actually show up right now. So we need to fix that. Because right now I just have it manually set. So I needed to just have a timer for the chef so he comes in every couple minutes or something, you know? But yeah, that's the thing I was thinking of. So I'm going to go into global, and I'm going to have a variable, I think, is called var chef ready, right? And, or maybe just have a like chef timer, I think. A bell icon to call the chef. Yeah, I don't know if I want the chef to be, I don't want people to just get the chef constantly, just like kind of say no thanks until they get the perfect deal, right? Because that's kind of like cheating, I feel like. I do want him to be on like a little bit of a timer, so you do have to wait at least a couple minutes until you get to activate him again. Which we could do on the bell. I mean, if we did some kind of bell thing. Or maybe there's like a little phone on the table over in the corner that you can click on to call the chef. But I don't know. I think for now I'm just gonna make it a timer, but we can change it to be something more interactive like that if we really want. I'm gonna set this to a float. Maybe the deal is on a timer. Could do that. But then you can just refresh until you find something that you already have, so the timer doesn't really matter. I think having at least a small gap in between deals is probably a good idea. Like, I'm thinking only like a couple minutes, nothing insane, you know? Probably like, oh, I don't know. Maybe he arrives every 2 minutes or something, right? So we'll just start it off at 120 seconds. And then now we're going to say, just in process, we're going to decrement that. So say if chef timer is greater than 0, chef timer minus equals delta. So now in aquarium, it's really easy. We just say if chef timer global chef timer is less than or equal to 0, then we call activate chef. And this will check if there is already an active chef, it'll return. So, and then whenever this chef leaves, that's when we can go ahead and do our stuff in here. So I think on ready, I also initially set up the chef, right? I say on ready. Yeah, I say activate chef right away, so it shouldn't matter there. And then whenever the chef leaves, that's where we'll actually like reset the timer. So if we go into chef, his code, we have a button in here for saying no. Make this to function leave. So whenever he leaves, we're just going to say global.chef timer is back to 2 minutes. Hype train is over. Thank you guys for the hype train. That's epic. All right, so he should show up every 2 minutes now. I've got a bunch of things I need to add to the oops, wrong window. The change log. So added, did I even mention the chef in here? A chef that can walk in, offer you special deals on fish. What else have we added? Added the ability minigame to clean off your tanks, feed your fish for a temporary boost, and 2 upgrades for feeding. Yeah, I've added a bunch of new fish. I haven't put them though into any zones yet, just because I want to figure out how those are going to work. We added controller support. I already said that. Size the wheel on that. Any major bugs that we fixed? Oh yeah, we did fix an issue where picking up, well, but I haven't added in picking up customers yet, haven't I? So there's no, I shouldn't report on bugs that I've fixed that aren't features already in the game, right? What else? What were pre-existing bugs? I can't think of many. One thing that's been nice about working on Lured In, honestly, is that I really don't get a lot of bugs that I have to fix. Starground is riddled with bugs, but Lured In is kind of bug-free. I mean, obviously not bug-free, but like I just haven't really had any of those kind of nasty issues that take me days to figure out, right? It's been pretty smooth sailing, which has been very nice. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything, I guess. I could put the rainbow trout in somewhere because he's like a normal fish. But the stonefish and herring and stuff, I think those guys, and the catfish, I don't know where I'm going to put him. I guess he could also go in the lake, but very rare. Let's go into our items table. So I need to balance the cost of the trout. I think, yeah, he'll show up in the lake, so we want to do something. Let's go look at our regions table, actually, just to know where these fish are spawning. So the pond has koi, carp, bluegill, minnow, goldfish. The lake has bluegill, carp, tilapia, channel, catfish, and pike. And these guys have all these guys. The catfish. So I think the river is where the catfish will spawn. And he's going to be extremely rare. So I'm thinking like 1, maybe. That might even be too common. But I think that's pretty good because it'll be like a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting one of them or something. Or not 1,000, but if we add all these up, 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50. Oops. So it'll be a 1 in 361th chance to get the catfish, which I think is pretty good. Almost essentially zero, like a very low chance to get them. So that should be fine. And then now let's put the trout into here. So we got carp, tilapia. And do... I might lower his chance just slightly. You can get specialized bait to increase the chance. That's something I do want to do soon, is like, I kind of have an enum set up in global that determines the rarity of a fish, right? So what I would love to do, I think, is like finally assign rarities to all the different kinds of fish, and then have like special upgrades specifically to make rare fish more common, right? So then I can be like, all right, increase their chance from 1 to 2 or something, like double it. So I'll probably be doing something like that eventually. I'd like there to be more equipment upgrades, because right now there's literally just the keep net size and the improved bait or whatever that makes them get caught more often. But yeah, I want to change everything around. I think it would be nice for sure. So yeah, we'll be doing that. All right, so we'll get the rainbow trout from the lake, and I'll make him like a little more valuable just because he looks cool and epic. I know they're not actually that uncommon or whatever in real life, but I think it's fine. I don't know what weight I'll make him. I mean, he's a pretty tiny fish, but he's not like a goldfish, so I'll make him weight of 2. Then kind of put him up with, like inside of here with the tilapia and catfish and stuff. So I'll make his value like maybe 200, because the pike is still more rare. And then for the passive income on this guy, it'll be more than the catfish, so we'll do 4. So I think that should be good. All right, so now we can say added rainbow trout to the lake, added the catfish. To the river. We did all the icons. What else have we done in here? You can pick up customers, you got the chef. It's gonna show fish that are not acquirable yet. I may have to change that. I think I want to change his code a little bit in terms of how he figures out what fish gets selected for a quest, and we'll just use the region loot tables for it, right? So okay. What else have I done? The escape menu is all the same. I don't remember if the UI volume slider was there before or not. I might have already mentioned in here. Yeah, I did. Did I say mute on focus lost? Yeah. Otherwise, that's all the same, I think. It's hard to remember. That's why it's bad to take too long. The sponge. All this stuff is pretty much the same, I think. Actually, no, I don't know if that was a thing before. Are there even customizable decorations? No. So that's actually a new feature. And the full screen mode. Sometimes I realize I've actually added a lot more than I think. Alright. I think we should be good to go then. Yeah, is there anything else I need to do before I push this update? I'm just trying to think if there's any other critical issues or anything. Options menu is good. I'm gonna rework the chef stuff right now. Can pick up the customers. I think we're good. Okay. All right. Let's go modify the chef. So this is where he figures out all the fish that he wants to sell you. And you can see that I have the range, it's just completely random. And I don't think this is such a great way to do it, because then what's going to happen is we get fish that you don't have access to yet. So I'm going to actually do this for in global.regions table. We can grab this array inside of our regions table of what fish can spawn there. And we can also check if that region has actually been unlocked yet, right? So we can just grab this array of fish right here, add it into the chef's deal. And then also what fish get chosen will map according to their rarity as well. So you're not going to get very many deals that ask for rare fish, which is good, because if you get a rare fish, you're not going to want to trade it away. So now we can say, and I think some of these do have like the required research. So we're going to say region ID, region data, regions table dot get region ID. Now we can say if region data dot has required research. Hey, brown hounds, welcome in. How's it going? And then we have to check if we have that research. This also means then you won't get deals for fish that you don't have unlocked, which will be good. Because you don't want to get a deal for a fish in a different zone that you can't go to yet, because then what's the point? So if it has a required research, because you can see like on actually all of these are going to have a required research technically. I can say global.get research level. And by default, this will return 0 if it can't find the research. So I'll just have another variable var research valid. Bool is true. And then if we... So then we'll say var research ID is equal to this. If research ID dot is not empty, right? Then we can say research valid is equal to get research level of our research ID is greater than 0. So now we know whether a region is valid or not. Yo, thank you for the cheese time. It did not, in fact, update in a few minutes. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do it here in just a second. Why is there no secret lab chairs sitting on top of each other? There is. Oh, why is there? Yeah. Here you go. Oh, overlay crashed. Hooray! I'm getting a little bit tired of this. Okay, this is actually just a mistake, though. Now you get unlimited cheese time. Oh yeah, like this one I have to change. Let me make sure anywhere where I say chat. Channel.chat. Oh, right here. Oh no, that one's not there. And that does an announcement, which is different from a chat. Okay. Hold on, guys. Don't redeem cheese time. Okay. let's try this again. And I'll redeem the cheese times because you guys got robbed of the cheese time. So. And let's call command share. There you go. So that's the reason. And let's get our cheese times going again. 2, 3, 4. I got myself cheesed. I forgot that can happen. Kind of funny, actually. Oh, God. Well. The cheese. A lot of cheese out here, guys. Oh, goodness. Alright, so for this fish IDs, you guys can't even see it, though. There we go. We're gonna loop through all the region datas. So now we say if research is valid. Yeah. Then we know that the region we're looping through works. So then we say fish IDs dot push back. There's probably a way for me to append like an array. Let's see. Probably append array would do the job. Then we can append research data dot fish or whatever. Also, let's say var fish is equal to region data dot get fish. Fish data. Oh god, 168 cheese times. That's why I have a limit on how many you can redeem. Oh my god. My computer fans are spinning a lot, guys. Alright, so now we got that. So now we loop through here and we want to say global.choose weighted. And we pass in our fish IDs array. And then it's going to return the array back to us. So it's going to be that. And then we push back, instead of saying that, array at index 1, because it's going to have an ID. All right, this should now be a much better algorithm for calculating what trade deal gets created. So we're going to try it out. All right, he should come in here in like 2 minutes then. I guess let's sit here and wait 2 minutes for him to arrive. I just want to make sure we're... God. It never ends. Oh, right, I forgot about that. Yeah, let's speed up the game time. Then I have to be ready to set it back to 1. Watch this, he's gonna show. Okay. So he's offering me sockeye salmon and largemouth bass. I do have all the zones unlocked, so yeah, that's a pretty good deal. $4,000. So it should always be more than what those guys are worth initially, I think. So like 2 largemouth bass, they're worth, never mind. It's based off of my cash per minute value, I think, so. Oh. Okay. Cheese time is over. Thank God. Of course, of course. What else would I expect? I think I'm going to change how he calculates his offer amount, because I want it to be based off of the cash sell value of the fish, but then also a little bit of a bonus depending on your income, so that it's not worthless, right? Too much. If you cheese too hard, it cuts you off. So if you guys want to ruin the stream, it has to be a group effort. So yeah, I'm gonna loop through all this now. So for eye and fish, it just restarted. Oh, you redeemed clear cheese. You cheese too hard, stop. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna set offer back to 0. And then what we're gonna do is add up the global.items table. My 300 alternate accounts. Oh my god. I.id dot value. Or actually, I think we need to do a different one. It's like get fish. Get sell value or something. Where is it? Calculate fish value, and then I just pass an I.id. So we're gonna it's gonna be set by default to just the price of selling all the fish manually. Then on top of it, we're also going to apply another little bonus on here, which is our passive income times our fish size. And that's per minute. So say that this guy is offering a trade for 5 fish. It's going to be 5 minutes of our income. So I think that should end up being a pretty fair trade, because it's always going to be a good thing for the player to do it then. It's just a matter of, do you want to get rid of those fish or not? So, should be good. I'm showering because I just missed the big cheese time. Aw, that's too bad. It was pretty big. I had to activate the cheese monitor. It's okay, you can look back at it on the the VOD. And no point in not trading, yeah. He's supposed to really just be a little bonus. I don't think it's something that you should think about too much. Like, is this actually a good deal? I mean, we could potentially multiply it or to change it to make it not a good deal. But the idea is I want people to actually make the deals, so I think I'm going to make it pretty good. All right, I think we're good to go then. So we got that initial offer, fish value, and that's just the raw value. Yeah, times the ascension bonus and everything. So it takes into account like what stage you are in the game. Then you just apply the passive income times your fish size. And that should be it. So I'm just gonna run up a couple of these and just like make sure that these deals seem somewhat good. So let's just let them come in again. Jeez, the overlay to breaking, yeah. Yeah, 3 minnow, or 3 bluegill and 1 minnow for $2,000. That's really good. So yeah, I will take that deal. And then in another 2 minutes, he's gonna walk back in here like clockwork. 5 carp for $1,000. Yeah, it's good. They're all good deals. I mean, I want to see if like we get like a crazy one or something, like one of the really rare ones. It should be really rare for him to offer up a rare trade, and that's kind of the entire idea, right? So if you do get a rare fish trade, it's like, well, maybe it's worth it. 1 goldfish for $900. Yeah, because it applied my passive income. Sockeye salmon. Also, I noticed, I don't know why, but these nodes here are not, they don't have their wobble texture applied to them, or their material, which is a little strange, unless it's just the rate at which this is moving. No, they just don't have it applied. It should be applying it, So I don't know why it doesn't. Oh, it's because I have them set to use parent material and they're unshaded. So that's kind of a problem maybe. But there might be a way for me to change that, because I can change the light mask. What is it, visibility layer 2? It might be how I set it up. And now in all these nodes, I don't need to inherit parent material. Because I have like another light node inside of this world in here that I think this is how I do it. Let's figure it out though. Oh god. Okay. Careful. Oh, that's not right. Okay, so it's not light mask of 2. It must be, or it must be that. How did I do it for the other guys? Let's go figure it out. Oh, well, I need to set the light mask of all that stuff for all the nodes, and that's probably what's happening. There we go. See, now I can keep the wobble material, but then also have the good light mask applied. So we're gaming. Sure, we have a special fish that doesn't give a lot of money sometimes. They're great for collectors. It could be cool, yeah. Like he just abnormally sells it for a lot of money. Just to spice things up a little bit. That would be nice. It's really fun to make the game run at 16 times speed. You can see how fast everything moves around and stuff. The fish are going crazy. And it even affects stuff like shaders and stuff. It's kind of fun. Would be kind of fun to literally add this in as like a mechanic if you wanted, or like some kind of boost. Oh god, but it does speed up everything, including like these guys and stuff, and like, and my camera movement's a little unstable, just because ignore that's dark. They're moving so fast. Like he's just going around and around. What's his deal? Is he broken? Oh, I think at really high speeds, what happens is that he kind of gets stuck a little bit. I think you can see multiple of them doing that. Because he can't, like, technically get to his destination location. But if I lower the speed back down, then he should be able to arrive. It's kind of funny, actually. Alright, all this should be lighting properly now. I just want to keep running up more chef trades, just make sure that it's going to be good. I don't want to actually break the game balance. Alright, let's up that speed. I just think it's still because it was at like 8 times speed. I don't think it's a real problem. I've never seen that happen. Oh, god damn, I moved. I'm not worried about it. If I see it happen more, then maybe I'll do something about it, but otherwise I don't think it's a real problem. Let's just wait for another guy to roll in. Yeah, 3 walleye, or two walleye, 3 catfish. I do kind of want to change the way this is formatted on the list probably a little bit to maybe just be like vertical or something, so we'll see. Just because sometimes it's a little hard to read in its current format. So I might actually do that. So let's do it. So down in here when I display it, I'm gonna append all this stuff. Then also just append a new line at the end. So now if I go back into here, you can see the way it's formatted now. I think that's just a little bit better. Also now, I also don't need to do this down here where I do that, but just one. Let's load back in. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It does make the UI slightly taller, but I don't think it matters because you can just go up and read it. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Let's see what else he's got. I do really like that Godot added in this feature. It makes testing stuff like this a lot easier. Also, I need to fix that issue where for one frame, he like technically is at the center of the world. You can see him flicker in. So 4 rainbow trout, 4 sockeye and 1 goldfish. That's quite a big deal. Quite a big trade right there. That's a crazy trade because koi are hard to find. So 4 koi. It can do this where you end up with multiple fish of the same ID, but turbo enabled, yeah. An old PC turbo button, yeah. Catfish. All right. Well, I think those trades look pretty good. It's like not a absolutely insane amount of fish, but it's enough to where like it gives you a mission, right? It's not like just go get 1 fish, click, come back, and then make a deal. It's like, okay, sockeye salmon, walleye, and catfish. So I could be like, all right, we're going to go hit up the lake first and head over to the river, you know, and like make a little plan, a little quest, which I think is nice. And since they're always basically 100% always worth the deal, I mean, it's always worth the deal unless it's a fish that you specifically want to keep passive for a long time, right? Otherwise, if you were planning on selling these fish anyways, it's far superior. So, they should help a lot, I think. Anyways, I do have to end stream now. It is time to go eat dinner. But I am gonna, as soon as I'm back, I'll go ahead and export the project and upload it. You know, the stream would die anyways if I tried uploading while we were streaming. It always happens, so probably best that I don't do it on stream, actually. But yeah, I'll do that, so be on the lookout for a new update, guys, with all the new stuff. There's a whole load of it, so there's like the full screen button and the decorations and new upgrades, and the list is endless. So yeah, the next update after this one, I want to really lock in on like more content. I mean, obviously this stuff is content, but I mean like new zones you can travel to, and new fish, and new upgrades, like the meat, new ascension upgrades too, just for more end game content. But yeah, we'll be doing all that. But anyways, thank you gamers for coming into the stream. It's much appreciated. Let's go find somebody to raid. Who would we like to raid? Oh yeah, Down to Jam is happening, so I think we'll do raid Kolslowski. I believe that he is inside of the jam. So it'd be cool to see what people are working on with that. I do feel a little bit bad for not joining the jam, but I just don't think it would have worked out time-wise. Because I really want to keep the momentum I kind of have going in terms of like making shorts and all the marketing I've been doing. I think I would like to not overwhelm myself, so it's okay. There will be more. All right, let's go ahead and start this raid. All right, thank you gamers for coming in. We'll be live again tomorrow. I really do want to work on deadlift and get an update out for deadlift as well. This weekend, I want to be kind of the update weekend, so we might try and do that. And then, yeah, maybe Sunday will be Starground. We'll have the trifecta. See. Anyways, thank you, gamers. Feel free to join the Discord. Wishlist lured in on Steam, or buy Starground on Steam if you want. And, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 3:30 MST. Bye-bye, and thank you for all the subs and the raids. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody, and the bits. Bye.